Let's try one more example. I'm going to identify my k value as -3. And as I look across here, I see an x to the third power, but then I jump all the way to my constant. I don't have an x squared or an x. So if you want to, you could go ahead and kind of insert it right here and say plus 0x squared and plus 0x to remind you that when you set up your box, you need to include those terms. We'll set up our box and write our -3 here, and then we'll start. 2 for the x to the third, 0, and in fact I'm going to go ahead and write that in another color so that it stands out to you. Another 0, and then finally a -54. So now that we have everything set up, it's going to work the same way that the previous ones have worked. So I want you to again practice, bring down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add until you identify all of your quotient and remainder, and then go ahead and write your final answer. Let's take a look at this one and see how you did. So remember that once we start doing the process, we start with our step number 3, which is to bring down our first coefficient, the 2, and write it down here in our quotient line. 2 times -3 gives us a -6 that we write up and to the right. 0 plus -6 is -6, and we start again. Multiply, -6 times -3. That gives me a positive 18 that I can write up here. And then we will add down. 0 and 18 is 18. Finally, we will multiply again. 18 times -3 is a -54. -54s add to be a -108, and that is our remainder. Remember, as we build our quotient and remainder, the first term that we've kind of sectioned off here is the remainder. Constant x, x squared is where we end this time. So our final answer, combining everything back together, we have a 2x squared, a -6x, a positive 18, and then finally a -108 divided by x plus 3, which was our divisor.